First off, just kind of wrapping up last week, I was really pleased with our football team. Going on the road, we knew it would be a tough opponent. A challenging game that had the potential to be a 60-minute contest, and we definitely used every one of those plays, every one of those seconds were necessary to find a way to be successful. And I was proud to be able to leave Tulsa with the victory. There's a lot of things that we have to go back and look at and continue to improve on as we're building throughout this season. But it sets up for this week and this opportunity. And we know we have a phenomenal football team coming in SMU. They're undefeated. They played in a bunch of in all of their contests. Different things have shown up. That Tulsa team, they went into multiple overtimes. They've been behind and had to respond. They've blown out people. They played at a very high level. They've got an explosive team in all three phases. We're gonna have to play our best game to give ourselves an opportunity to be successful. And I can tell you, we're excited about the opportunity. We're excited about the stage and the platform of which we're going to have the opportunity to play on. 6:30 ABC contest. That's something that I know a lot of coaches will downplay the importance of that. I think it's incredible. I think that the fact that our program is going to be showcased on that stage in that light for this game, it's big for everybody involved. This is the next game. It's a Western Division opponent. It's one that is going to present a lot of different challenges, but we're going to have a great week of preparation. But there's a wonderful opportunity not only for our football team, but for the city of Memphis, for our fan base to show up big here Saturday night, and we're definitely looking forward to the opportunity.
So, what are you thinking when that field goal, the last second field goal? What's your strategy? Do you have superstitions?
I really don't have anything that was going into my mind other than get a great rush on the kick. We had they called a timeout right before it, and just play the next play. And we tried to grab our guys. We had our desperation block in there, and we got a good push inside, and you got some big hands up. But when I was just watching the goalpost, trying to see that ball go left or right, and when that was the final outcome. Then it was just find somebody to jump around and celebrate with, because we were excited. We were excited about being able to accomplish the objective for the day. I tell those guys, whatever it takes to find a way to be 1-0 with that opportunity, and that's what the final outcome is.
Just seeing kind of how this program has risen since you've been here, even with the previous tenure, what does it say for you guys being able to host this primetime game, knowing how this program has really risen really over the last 10 years or so, I'd say?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that you strive for. You want to continue to improve each and every week. Every single year you want to continue to grow within your program, and hopefully you're hopeful that you can you'll provide these guys with an opportunity to be showcased like we are. And there's two nationally ranked teams that are playing come Saturday, and to be able to do it here in the Liberty Bowl. In a marquee matchup on a grand stage, it shows kids that are when they're looking to make their college decision of where they want to go and what they want to do, is that all things can happen for them here in Memphis. And to play in this game, to get the national exposure that we've been able to receive. I mean, you look at the performances of our student athletes and the recognition they're getting individually. That's what makes Memphis special, is that you can accomplish those things. You just have to put your head down and continue to work. And if you do that consistently enough at a high level, man, it's a pretty special opportunity.
Your special teams, kickoff teams, especially Gibson and Claybrook, did a good job of getting short fields for your offensive performance.
Yeah, I thought our return units have done a nice job, and our kickoff return unit especially had a couple big returns. Antonio Gibson's been phenomenal throughout this year, not only on offense, but obviously what he's doing special teams wise. You had a big return there late that got the game-winning drive. He gave us a great spark on that. Claybrook's had another big return. Unfortunately, we did turn the ball over. They're on a return unit, something that we've got to get corrected. But our guys take a lot of pride and ownership in that. Special teams has been something since I've been here at Memphis that we've taken. That's been a critical component to our success, and our guys understand the importance of it, the way that we practice, the preparation that Coach Limbo puts into it, and coming up with a plan each and every week, and then you got to be willing to take your shots. And we had a critical conversion on a fourth down punt fake that we had with Adam Williams and Calvin Austin, and that's something that we've been practicing for months. And the opportunity showed itself, and those kids were ready for when the play was called. But that goes in every aspect of what we're doing when it comes to our special teams units, and that's something that has to show up big again here this week against the talented SMU team.
Mike, when it comes to high-profile games with a lot of hype, where would this one rank in your career going back to England?
I mean, it's hard to rank them, as you go through it. I mean, but this is a huge game. It's a huge game just for what it means to Memphis, for what it means to our football team, because we're 8 weeks into the season, and the only things that we've been able to control are what we've done these prior 8 weeks, and to put ourselves in a position that we can play on the stage that we're on is something that we should be proud of. But it also was, it is the next opportunity that we have to improve. We have to grow. We have to go out there and play at an elite level, because we truly know that all eyes will be on us. And I was walking down, coming into the room, and ESPN was on, and man, right there in the bottom right-hand corner of the television was talking about SMU and Memphis. And that's pretty special. And this is going to get a lot of exposure. It's a great opportunity, and we've got to prepare and at an elite level. So to rank them all, I mean, this is the biggest one this year.
After the Temple game, where he faced sort of a lot of criticism, is it more satisfying to win each of the last 2 weeks we've been playing so well after a performance like you played well?
Well, I mean, I think it shows his response. Every player, whether you play at an elite level or maybe you have some plays that where you maybe don't execute to the best of your ability, you have to respond. And I think Brady's played. His play the last couple of weeks has been outstanding. He was wonderful in the game on Saturday. He made a lot of great decisions with the football. Had some continued to do what he does in the run game. But he's really building, and his confidence level is showing up at an all-time high. And so he's got to continue to prepare like he has been at practice, and then carrying that over to apply it come Saturday is going to be big.
Brady had 0 interceptions, but more importantly, he had 0 sacks. Is the chemistry of the line where you want to be at right now?
We're coming along, and I think there's some things that we have to continue to grow in. We're playing this week. Is going to be our toughest challenge. We're playing a team that's leading our conference in sacks, one of the top, I think 1 or 2 in the country. I think they're 4.5 sacks a game, and so there's no question about it. This is going to be our biggest test, and our guys are. I'm excited to see the growth that we've made, but that's got to. We have to continue to see that going throughout this week.
Like defensively, would you say it's more you guys aren't doing some things that maybe you were doing better early in the season, or is it more teams have adjusted and there needs to be some adjustments made?
No, I mean I think that we've got to continue to execute at a high level. We've had you go back and you watch the game the other day. We had a bunch of missed opportunities, and there was times that we had people in place to make a play, and whether it was a fundamental breakdown, in technique or just overall just execution, or things that we've got to continue to improve on. And we have some new guys that are playing in a I guess a bigger role of what they're being asked to do week in and week out, and they've got to continue to grow in that, but. You go back and you look at the game the other day. I thought the critical stat that showed up was the you had 3rd and 4th down conversions, and we just had a lot of missed opportunities. I think they were about 58% when you combine the two in conversion rates, which one forces the defense to have to play more snaps. We played most snaps that we played all year. You know, and it also, you know, kind of extended a lot of drives when we had an opportunity to get off the field. So we just got to, we have to do a better job of executing and, you know, continuing to grow in those areas to play to the standard of what I know we want and what we're capable of.
Looking at this SMU team, what do you think they've been doing well to lead to their undefeated record?
Really all. I mean, you look at every phase. I mean, offensively, it's, you know, one of the top scoring offenses in the country, you know, led by an incredible quarterback. You know, their offensive skill is as talented as you're going to see. You know, get a couple special backs. You know, some dynamic playmakers on the perimeter. Their offensive line does a really nice job. They're tough. They're physical. They showcase athleticism. You look defensively. This is a team that last year gave us a lot of issues throughout the game. I mean, they're going to attack from a variety of different ways: 3 down, 4 down. You know, multiple pressure packages. You know, they've got. You know, I know the Nelson kid was the defensive player of the week in the conference this last week. I think he's leading the conference in sacks, already over 10, I believe. But you know, anytime you can make those types of explosive plays defensively, you know, it's tough to go against. And then special teams are so unique in what they do. You know, they've got their starting safety is actually you know, doubles as their punter. So there's a lot of things that you've got to be able to be aware of. You know, their returners are you know, very dynamic. So you know, when you get to this point in the year, you're 8-0, and you've done a lot of good things in every phase. And so this is no exception. And this is a really good football team.
Other than the regular bumps and bruises, how healthy are you heading into this matchup?
You know, I feel good about where we are in week 8. You know, I know that you know, last week I was hopeful that Patrick would be able to go. You know, we had a really good day on Tuesday. We were able to see him move around. You know, we just had a little bit of a soreness there the next day, next couple of days. So I wasn't prepared to throw him out there. You know, without him being 100%, we go through the same process this week. And you know, he moved around yesterday, looked good. You know, we'll see how that goes. You know, as the week rolls through. You know, Dylan Parham, you know, came out there the last play of the game. You know, he looked better than what I really expected there yesterday. So we'll see how he responds to it, and you know, really everybody else. I mean, we'll look and see how he goes.
Is there any concern with Patrick having his first game be a huge game like this when he's missed, you know, almost 2 months now?
No, I mean, not really. I mean, you know, the Ole Miss game was a pretty big game as you know, the season opener, and it's kind of the same thing. You know, I mean, he's been practicing, he's been doing things to get himself ready. But you know, it's all Patrick's played in a ton of big games since he's been here at Memphis, and you know, he's always played really well, and you know, that's something I'm excited about, getting him back on the field. You know, because he definitely helps our offense, and you know, it's going to be fun to see him back on the field.
Sanchez legacy still improving as well. You said he was there.
Yeah, we'll see how he progresses. You know, like I said last week, we don't have a hard timeline on that. You know, we'll see that as each week goes by.
Seeing these games that game all keep stacking up, do you get surprised still by what he can do?
Not really. I mean, like I said, I wasn't really surprised at the front part of it, because I mean, he's a special young man that prepares at an extremely high level, and his versatility is what makes him you know, the player that he is. You know, he's done a great job running the football. I think he's maybe leading the country in explosive runs of 50 or more, or 50 or plus yards. You know, he's done a great job forcing missed tackles. You know, our guys have a lot of confidence in him. You know, he has earned that confidence just in what he's done, how he prepares. We're able to utilize him in a lot of different ways, not only as a runner, but catching the ball out of the backfield or lining him up in the slot. And so, you know, he's going to continue to get better. You know, he had a critical play there late in the game. It was the first time he's put the ball on the ground, and you know, his response to that. You know, he came in on Sunday with a good look in his eye, and you know, that's something that he wants to make sure he doesn't happen again. And you know, that young man's hungry to be great.
How do you characterize Shane Buechele?
I mean, winner, competitor, extremely talented. Actually, when I was at Arizona State, you know, I offered Shane when he was coming out of high school. He went to Arlington Lamar High School. Got a chance to go watch him. I'll never forget. They worked out in the morning. And I went out and watched just the way that he competed and led his team was was pretty special. He is a very talented young man. You know, he obviously started his career at Texas and had success there early, and then you know, he got an opportunity to go to SMU, and he's really been a spark for their program. And you know, the thing that I think has shown up is, I mean, he not only is a great player, but he's a great teammate. You know, those guys rally around him. You know, he's first class.
When you came and took this job, could you have imagined then that you'd be in this position now where you're coaching a team where they're on prime time and they are in this moment?
You believe in the opportunity, and that's what we've tried to. We try to maximize every one of them. You know, it's one of the things that when you take a job, you're hopeful to build it to that place. And you know, we've recruited at a very high level. With kids that have bought into what we ask them to do. They continue to get better, and then you have to play at a high level. And our guys, they've consistently done that. You know, I think that the country, when it hears about Memphis Tiger football, it thinks about success. It thinks about an explosive football team with great players, and you know, to be able to have the opportunity to be in this light, to be in this game. I mean, it's something that we're definitely proud of. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Coach.